Welcome back to Natal B Reefing. This is an update on the Cade Pro Reef Series 2 1500. It is currently in its cycle phase. Now, someone looking at this will say, what do you mean it's in a cycle? There's fish in there. The tank was pretty much cycled from day one. I used three and a bit year old biological media, and I've dumped a whole lot more on top of that. So right now the tank is just sitting and cycling, and it's actually been up and running now for almost 4 months, maybe just under 3.5 months. And this is what the tank looks like. It's had fish in it from day one. So it's been a fish in cycle about 4.5 months. I chuck in 2 cubes of frozen food a day. About 1/3 sheet of nori ends up on that little clip on the side there every day, and pellet food gets chucked in by myself and my wife probably 3-4 times a day. So there's a lot of food going into the tank, and as you can tell, most likely because there are no lights, there is 0 algae in this tank, nothing. It's a 3.5-month-old-ish reef tank, and there is not one bit of algae in the tank. Nothing growing on the glass, nothing growing on the rocks, nothing. Now, what I am going to have to do at some point is probably test the water. I have done no testing. So natural seawater went in, I checked the salinity, it was fine, and that's it. I have done absolutely nothing since then. No water tests, no water changes, no nothing. The fish are healthy. It's hard to see now because they obviously don't like it when I'm too close to the tank, but that fox face down there is super fat. And the blue tang never comes out when I want him to come out. I can guarantee you he's hiding under there. You can just sort of see the blue up there. He never comes out when I want to take a video. He does cruise around a little bit when he's feeling sort of safe, I suppose. But yes, the other interesting thing that I had is that the guys from Cade actually contacted me directly on these YouTube videos, and they explained 2 things to me. So in the one video, I was a bit upset there. I just made a mention that there is this big gap in between here, and that the mesh top looked like it was sagging, and they explained that they don't actually connect this mesh lid to the crossbars because you can then shift these from side to side depending on where you have your lights above the tank. So that makes sense, I suppose. Then the other thing was, we were talking about the float valve at the back and how it gets to a certain point and it actually had stopped working, and there was a small nut on the side that I hadn't properly tightened. So that was an issue there, but now everything works fine. So you can see how we go down. There you can actually see the water coming out the back. Float valve goes up and stops. Down, water coming out, stops. Right, so that's working pretty well. Skimmer's also doing a great job. Let's see if I can shed some more light on the subject here for you. So there we go. Pretty gross. Working quite well. So you got the crap in there. And there's a little float valve in the top. Turn it over, float valve trips. Skimmer shuts off. Turn it back, float valve goes down. Skimmer turns back on. So pretty happy with how everything is going so far. There's all the tons and tons of biological media that's making sure this tank stays nice and clean. Got the filter cups at the back, and there's our friend the fat fox face. So he's obviously got his camo mode on because he's not too happy about me being this close to the tank. But he eats everything. He eats pretty much all of the nori himself. He's a pretty greedy little bugger. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for keeping up to date, and another little quick view of the rocks and the aquascape that I really can't get over how there is not a single bit of algae. I guess no light cycle does work. My only concern is when I put the lights on, am I going to have the world's biggest algae bloom? But I guess that's the only way to find out. All right, cool. Thanks for watching.